this event? And I said, I don't know. He said, I already booked the ticket. I go, okay, all right. Everybody welcome, Colin Standish from the Voice of English Quebec from the Eastern Townships.
Thank you for coming.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? Thanks for coming out today.
I didn't know.
I'm actually living in Quebec City right now, but I am from the Eastern Townships. And when I think about Bill 14, I think of Sandra. Did everyone hear me?
Louder! Louder!
And so... Yell through it. All right. When I think of Bill 14, I think of Sandra. And Sandra's a little girl who goes to EDO school at Valcartier Military Base. And when I met Sandra, she was choking back the tears because she was about, because if Bill 14 passes, she's going to have to leave her school and her best friends behind. Her father fought in Afghanistan. He was wounded. She now lives with her mother, separated from her father with post-traumatic stress after his combat wound. And right now, Bill 14 will take away her right to go to school with her best friend in the language of her choice.
Shame! Shame!
Me neither. And so, right now in Quebec City and in Bagotville, there's 600 students just like Sandra who would have their rights taken away. I think it's particularly shameful that we're taking the daughters and sons of war veterans and people serving in our armed forces around the world, and we're going to force them to be assimilated in a language that isn't of their choosing. And when they move around the country and the world, when their fathers and mothers are in the line of danger, we're forcing them into the school that they have no choice and are taken away from their friends. Is this the kind of Canada and Quebec we want to live in? And that's the kind of Canada and Quebec we're going to have if Bill 14 passes. And Bill 14's attack on daughters and sons of war veterans highlights the contradictions and cruelty of nationalist governments in this province since the Fire Revolution, where we see one society predicated on protecting a minority language group, the French language, which is a laudable goal, but however they shamefully victimize and marginalize their own minority language group, English speakers. Is this the kind of Canada and Quebec we want to live in? And there are many shameful aspects of Bill 14, and another one coming from the township is the elimination of bilingual status. So under section 29.1, the French language, we can have bilingual municipalities in Quebec. But unfortunately, with the legislation being proposed, that we would see 45 of 90 bilingual status municipalities lose that ability to communicate with citizens in a language of their choice. Is this the kind of Canada and Quebec you want to live in? And in Eastern Township, it's historically English. My ancestors came there from the United States as war refugees 225 years ago. We have 18 bilingual municipal status towns right now. 15 of them will be taken away. Only 3 in the whole Eastern Townships would remain. Is this the kind of Quebec in Canada you want to live in?
We're studying, so this is where I'll have to go.
And as well, when I think of the township as well, it's small businesses that many English speakers here in Montreal, elsewhere, are small entrepreneurs. And now we have the Charter of the French language imposed on businesses from 26 to 49 people. But unfortunately, in Quebec, we're excluded also from the civil service. And in Montreal's government, and even the governments run by Liberals, only 0.7% of public civil service in this province are Anglophones, or from visible minorities. Is this the kind of Quebec in Canada you want to live in? And as well, I want to talk about education. There's some very important changes in Bill 14 that have to deal with secondary and stage exit exams. And so this would take the, it wouldn't matter how good you were at chemistry or biology or physics or whatever, it would matter how good your French is to actually graduate from CEGEP now. And as well, to enter CEGEP, so Dawson or Marianapolis, or particularly I think of the townships in Quebec City where we have Champlain, St. Lawrence, over 70% are non-Anglophones. That it wouldn't matter how, if you had a 90% or how good you are at your particular domain of study, it would matter if you actually came from a mother tongue English-speaking family to attend the stage of your choice. Is this the kind of Quebec, is this the kind of Canada you really want to live in? Also, there are some very important changes to the preambles of the Charter of the French language. And as a student of law, I've looked into this a little bit, and they're small changes, but they actually scare me the most. The Charter of Human Rights and freedoms in Quebec just applies in Quebec. We do have the Canadian Charter as well. But this applies to all our private and public rights. And what they do, they want to have a clause in there that all our basic human rights in this province would be interpreted to the predominance of the French language. Your ability to contract, your ability to work in English, your ability to do anything in civil society would be interpreted through your understanding of French. Is this the kind of Quebec in Canada you really want? And as well, in the Charter of the French language, another small, seemingly insignificant change. Ethnic minority change to cultural community. It seems really small, just a couple words. But unfortunately, in international human rights tribunals, ethnic minorities do have rights. Cultural communities don't have any. So if we see our rights infringed upon here in Quebec and want to take it to a court, to the Supreme Court, and then after that, in the international rights tribunals, we would actually have no rights here in this province. Is this the kind of Quebec in Canada you really want to live in? No rights on the international stage. Yeah, I'm wrapping it up, Stevie.
Sorry.
Oh, your grandfather.
So, but times have changed, my friends, and we often are told that English speakers are a privileged elite in Quebec. Yeah, I'm wrapping it up, don't worry, Judy. But the unfortunate reality is that English speakers live
Thank you, I love the hat too. I like yours.
As an English speaker from the Eastern Township, standard $4,000 less than a francophone my age with the same education. In the Eastern Townships, 51% of women are out of the workforce. In Quebec, English speakers we have seen since the Quiet Revolution leave in droves. Over 50% of English speakers born in Quebec have left this province in the last 40 years. Is that the kind of Quebec and Canada you really want to live in? We're speaking English from our society.
The francophones are leaving.
Yep. Jimmy, I'm wrapping it up. All right, and I'm just going to wrap it up. And in this province, we've often been defined by our different languages, French and English, Korean and Inuktitut, Italian and Chinese. But today I hope we can speak with one clear voice, that there's one Quebec, one Quebecois, and one Canada. Yeah. We are once renowned for our language divisions. We can now speak with the language of mutual respect and equality. We can show that the inevitable and unrelenting path of human progress is not the national self-determination of Quebec, as Madame Marois go around the world saying, but indeed it's the determination of all Quebecers, of all races, classes, creeds, and languages, to be recognized as true Quebecers. I hope that's the kind of Quebec and Canada we live in. Please stand with me as we stand against Bill 14 today. Thank you very much.